The Leadership Challenges of James Riyadi by Claire, Isaac and Sophie. Background facts. James Riyadi is the son of Mokhtar Riyadi, the founder of Lippo Group in Indonesia. The group has diverse projects in several areas such as financial services, retail, property and infrastructure. James Riyadi is the Deputy Chairman of the company and Chairman for the group's Indonesian operations. He is commonly regarded as a visionary and charismatic leader with warm, engaging and inspiring qualities. However, Riyadi has indeed faced challenges to his leadership, which will be discussed throughout this report. These challenges can be summarised into three main categories: religious challenges in the form of protests from Indonesian Muslims who oppose Riyadi's evangelical faith and object to his educational projects that they believe evangelise Indonesian villages. As a Chinese business, Lippo Group has also faced threats of violence and persecution by those who are wary of ethnic Chinese business people in Indonesia. Furthermore, a wave of legal disputes also wanes criticism to Riyadi and his company, notably his infamous stint in 2001, to which he pled guilty to conspiracy to defraud the United States as a result of contributions to the campaigns of the Democrats, namely Bill Clinton. This event, mainly in combination with others, led to Riyadi being viewed as a controversial figure, with critics describing him as unforgiving and cold.
Riyadi's actions, however, portray him otherwise. He is a devout Anglican Christian whose faith guides his moral standards and leadership decisions. This is amplified by his and his company's concern for broader society, as he seeks to promote education as a pathway to social advancement. His humanitarian embodies this idea. The Riyadi family supports nearly 40,000 students, as well as managing one of the largest private educational foundations in Southeast Asia. Riyadi's own charity, the Pelita Harapan Education Foundation, funds thousands of Indonesian schools and a teaching training college, thus emphasising why Riyadi is so often portrayed as an energetic and motivational leader.
Despite the challenges endured by Riyadi, he is respected not only as a business leader but as a philanthropist. In 2011, he was awarded for his leadership capabilities at the Indonesian Property and Bank Awards. He was proclaimed by the organisers as an outstanding leader whose influence correlates to the rapid growth of the Lippo Group locally. Although Riyadi remains a debated and debatable figure, it is clear that his leadership has significantly contributed to Indonesia's economic growth over the 21st century.
Step 2. Broad Issues and Problems. Chapter 13. Leading. Riyadi holds legitimate power over the Lippo Company's 35,000 employees, and thus has the capacity to influence other people by formal authority or the rights of office. Riyadi's leadership actions effectively adhere to the guidelines of Chester Bernard's acceptance theory of authority. Notably, his concern for broad society ensures that he fits into this category, as his faith guides him to make morally righteous decisions and follow through with similar actions. This is demonstrated through his charity, which funds thousands of schools in Indonesia and a teachers' training college. Riyadi is portrayed by those who believe him to be an engaging, energetic and inspiring as a transformational leader, and the previous example supports this statement, as Riyadi uses his warmth and charisma to ensure high performance. However, not all people agree with this statement, as Riyadi's critics highlight that he does not have integrity because in 2001, Riyadi pled guilty to conspiracy to defraud the United States due to his contributions to the campaign to the Democrats, therefore demonstrating that Riyadi does face leadership challenges that distinctly focus on negative events within his life rather than other factors.
Step 2. Broad Issues and Problems. Control. Controlling is the process of measuring performance and taking action to ensure desired results. Control is an important aspect within large organisations. Maintaining control allows the organisation's planned objectives to be achieved cohesively and effectively. The Lippo Group employs over 35,000 across Asia. as their projects range from financial services, medical services to media businesses. Their business interests are controlled by various members within one family. Therefore, it is crucial that the controllers maintain the same aims and objectives across the vertical hierarchy within this organisation, consisting of James Riardi as chairman of the group's Indonesian projects and deputy chairman of the organisation as a whole, with his father being the CEO. As the company deals with many employees, projects and beneficiaries across Asia, it is crucial for the Lippo Group to maintain cohesive performance and disciplinary systems to ensure successful business ventures.
Step 2. Broad issues and problems. The ethical issues associated with James Riardi are his political connections with the United States, moral standards associated with the Lippo Group, ethnic challenges in Indonesia, and backlash from the education programs that may attempt to evangelize Indonesian villages. Step 3. 3 key issues. A key issue with James Riardi and leading is the opposition that he faces from people based on historical events that occurred, particularly his guilty plea at conspiring to defraud the United States. This event caused challenges for Riardi, as many people argued against his leadership capabilities. A key issue for control is that the company employs 35,000 people and they are spread out across Southeast Asia, making it difficult to employ full control. Riardi faces criticism from the Indonesian Muslims who ethically opposed his humanitarian work, as they believe he is evangelizing traditional Indonesian villages.
Step 4. Relevant theory. Leading is an important factor within the PLC planning, organising, leading and control process. Efficient leadership can be viewed in different ways, as the style that suits one organisation may not suit another. Thus, it is useful when it is simply creating an environment in which others can effectively perform. Fiedler's contingency model is based on the premise that good leadership depends on a match between one's style of leadership and situational demands. This leadership style is measured on what is referred to as the LPC scale, least preferred co-worker scale. 3 contingency variables are used to diagnose situation and control. They include the quality of leader-member relations, good or poor, which measures the amount of support a leader receives. The degree of task structure, high or low, which measures the extent to which task goals, procedures and guidelines are clearly spelt out. The amount of positional power, strong or weak, measures to a degree to which the leader can reward and or punish workers. James Riardi has been classified as a task-oriented leader, demonstrating that the Lippo Group has good leadership member relations, high task structure and strong positional power. This is evident and articulated by his recognition at the 2011 Indonesian Property Bank Awards, highlighting that Lippo Group has very high situational control of events and occurrences within the workplace. The Lippo Group's financial success is a testament to the leadership style that are enacted by leaders such as Riardi, which is exemplified by Lippo Group's rapid economic growth over the past few years.
Like leading, control is an important factor within the POLC, planning, organising, leading, control process. Effective control ensures the organisation's objectives are met and are carried out consistently across the company, and that employees act with the organisation's policies and procedures in mind. The 4 steps within the control process involve establishing objectives and standards, actual performance measurement, comparing performance measurement with objectives and standards, and taking corrective action if necessary. The 2 most common standards are output standards, where performance is measured by quality, quantity, cost or time, and input standards are put into a performance task. Taking corrective action utilises management, focusing managerial attention on differences between actual and desired performance, with the exceptions being a problem situation or an opportunity situation. As Lippo Group has business in providing medical services, using after action review is also a method of corrective action. This method ensures results to identify lessons learned and what needs to be added or removed from the organisation's managerial processes. Lipo Group is a large organisation that has a diverse range of activities. It is important that the company implements the following controls to achieve high organisational performance and gain important feedback for business growth and personal development. It is crucial for managers to maintain external control, which occurs through direct supervision or administrative systems such as rules and procedures, thus enforcing a form of bureaucratic control which influences behaviour. However, Lipo Group is developing a more democratic and open community due to Reality's influence. This new open society being enforced also establishes a need to encourage internal control, where an employee utilises their own self-control and self-discipline during work operations. Information and financial controls are the most relevant controls for all organisations. It is crucial that all managers understand financial control to effectively monitor what actions need to be taken in achieving the financial objectives of the organisation.
Step 4. Ethics. The views on ethics from this case's perspective is moral rights. In both a positive and negative sense, James Riardi and his association with the Lipo Group conflict with the moral rights for himself and for the people around him. Having political connections with the United States is considered a social responsibility issue, as James Riardi was found guilty of conspiracy to defraud the United States, leaving him $8.6 million out of pocket. The very high moral standards of James Riardi have often been criticised, as he links his religious devotion with his staff. Being a Chinese-run business in Indonesia, James Riardi and the Lipo Group often faced ethnic discrimination from those who were suspicious of the business's success. The backlash James Riardi received from setting up Christian schools and a Christian university was a protest and lots of disgrace from many Muslims of the Indonesian community. As almost 90% of the Indonesians identify as Muslim, Riardi created a social responsibility issue. After being charged in the US and getting barred for 2 years, Riardi attempted to take a proactive response to the media backlash. In an interview for Fortune magazine, Riardi revealed his intentions to evangelize many poor Indonesian villages through setting up Christian schools.
Step 5. Objectives. Chapter 13. Leading. It is of crucial importance for James Riardi and Lipo Group to ensure to continue and maintain high levels of personal involvement amongst their social welfare and business endeavours. This guarantees that the business continues its economic success within Southeast Asia. It is vital that their leaders maintain high concern for people and production to ensure high performing and high morale within their business. By following not only the previous leadership example, as well as adhering to Fiddler's contingency model, the leaders of Lipo Group can effectively ensure that the business is operating and functioning at optimal levels. By maintaining concern for broader society as well as his own business, Riardi will remain viewed as a transformational and visionary leader who is charismatic, warm, engaging and inspiring. Thus, the challenges Riardi has faced and will continue to face are not a result of his leadership capabilities, rather external factors such as religious ignorance, religious opposition and threats of rival.
It is crucial for the Lipo Group, James Riardi and his father included, to maintain a high level of involvement amongst their many projects across Asia. It is important that their managers maintain a cohesive mindset that is in line with the organisation's objectives for the present and future. Through enforcing both internal and external controls, a high individual and workforce performance rate will be maintained. With the use of the 4 steps in the control process and the 3 major types of management controls, the organisation can supervise every action and take the necessary steps to better the organisation's operations both in the present and future.
For James Riardi and the Lipo Group, adopting a more proactive view on ethical behaviour is necessary to prevent them from further criticism. Participating in non-risky business activities is an ethically responsible response from James Riardi.
Step 6. Action plan. Leading. The short term, 1 to 3 months, a responsibility management task to identify and clarify the leadership style that suits the organisation to obtain and maintain optimal function, resources used, managerial staff, questionnaires, budget, time and feedback, deadline 3 months. Medium to long term, responsibilities, management, task, follow up and ensure that this new implemented style is having positive effect using leadership models already discussed, resources used, managerial staff, budget, queries, feedback, time and costs, deadline 12 months. Long term, responsibility, management and all of staff, task, ongoing and frequent observations to identify the productivity of the business and the correlation with the leadership styles implemented. Resources, all staff, budget, time and costs, deadline 2 to 5 years.
Action plan for control. For the short term, 1 to 3 months, the responsibility is for the management, and their task is to identify and clarify the organisation's objectives for the project at hand. The resources required include managerial staff, budgets, time and cost, with the deadline being 3 months. The medium term is the responsibility of management also. It is their task to ensure the project and organisation's objectives are being met. See that organisation rules and procedures are being adhered to. The resources required are managerial staff, budgets, queries, feedback, time and costs, with the deadline being 1 year. The long-term action plan includes all staff. It is ongoing reinforcement of organisational rules, procedures and objectives. The resources required are the staff, budgets, time and costs, and the deadline being 1 to 5 years.
Step 6. Ethics. Responsibility. For the short term of 1 to 3 months, the management of the Lippo Group, including James Riardi, should be responsible for developing and implementing a standard ethical action plan. In the medium to long term, 3 months to 5 years, the rest of the 35,000 staff should be aware of and actioning the ethical action plan. Task. In the short term of 1 to 3 months, an action plan should be developed and ethical training underway. Having a proactive position on the ethics of the company will ensure that all members do not disobey the action plan and by doing so cause any harm to the business. The medium-term task during the 3 to 12 month period is to develop a code of ethics that all staff can accept and implement. In doing this, the staff members are treated as equal and they know how to act responsibly as a whole. The long-term task for 1 to 5 years is to continually have training for the staff on the code of ethics and the code of conduct. This can be done biannually to ensure that the staff understand and remember how to act socially responsible for the Lippo Group. Resources required. In the first 1 to 3 months, the resources required include external trainers to teach the management on how to create and implement an action plan and the code of ethics. The associated cost of this is also required to be covered, as well as the time it takes to do so. For the medium to long term of 3 months to 5 years, the management can be used as in-house trainers to inform and train the staff on the company's action plan and code of ethics. Additional resources are the time and cost of paying the staff on training days and having extra staff to cover them out of the workplace. Deadline. The short-term goals should be completed and implemented by the end of the 3 months. The deadline for the medium-term goals are more lenient as this stage where all of the staff need to be trained and individually implementing socially responsible behaviour. After 12 months, this should be completed. As for long-term goals, after 5 years, the action plan and the code of ethics should be well and truly recognised and in use across the board. And that is all. Thank you.